East Rutherford, New Jersey, July 19, 2026. A father and his son find two seats for the World Cup final. The price? $10,990 each. He didn't get scalped. That was the actual price, set by FIFA itself, rising in real time. The same way an airline seat gets more expensive the longer you wait. By the time the confetti falls, this tournament will have made roughly $15 billion. The World Cup is the greatest celebration on Earth. But someone always pays for the party. And the organization collecting the bill? On paper, it isn't a company. It's registered as a non-profit. This is the Cole Files, case number 9. Her name is Vera Feinhaus, a Washington, D.C. resident who did everything right. She bought 2 Category 1 tickets for a July 4th knockout match in Philadelphia, $1,680 for the pair. On FIFA's own color-coded stadium map, Category 1 looked like a real shot at a good seat, near midfield, close to the game. Group stage seats opened around $60. The biggest matches had no fixed price, a curve, moving match by match, like a stock ticker. FIFA called it dynamic pricing. 4 years earlier in Qatar, the most expensive World Cup final ticket topped out around $1,600. In 2026, FIFA's starting price for the best remaining final seats was already 4 times that, $6,730, before dynamic pricing even pushed the number higher. By April, the cheapest seat left for the final, the cheapest, had reached $57.85. But Vera's problem was never the price. It was what she actually got for it. When seat assignments went out in March, she wasn't near midfield. She was in a corner. So were other Category 1 buyers around her, corners or behind the goals. The prime seats in that same category had already been set aside for corporate partners, VIP packages, hospitality buyers paying far more than she had. By the end of June, Vera was the named plaintiff in a class action filed in a Washington, D.C. courtroom, accusing FIFA's own U.S. ticketing arm of selling a seat that, for thousands of ordinary fans, never actually existed. She wasn't the only one raising the alarm. 70 members of Congress signed a letter to FIFA that spring, warning the tournament was turning into, in their words, an exclusionary, profit-driven enterprise at the expense of fans, host communities, and taxpayers. FIFA didn't answer to Vera. It barely answered to Congress. 30 miles from MetLife Stadium, the town of East Rutherford was doing math it hadn't expected to do. New Jersey put up $35 million for infrastructure and community programs around the stadium. Another $120 million went to construction and security. In Foxborough, Massachusetts, local taxpayers refused to cover the police overtime bill. Chicago never even placed a bid. City officials ran the numbers and walked away, calling it a road to debt, not revenue. Federal money helped, barely. FEMA sent $625 million in security funding, split 11 ways across every host city. Sounds like a lot, until you remember what securing 11 NFL-sized stadiums for a month actually costs. North of the border, Toronto's bill climbed from an early estimate of a few tens of millions to nearly $380 million. Vancouver came in even higher, over $500 million, the city itself on the hook for more than a quarter of that.
Complete manipulation, total control.
Added up, across 11 U.S. cities alone, and independent estimates put the collective shortfall at around $250 million. Real money, public money, money that isn't coming back. Everyone assumed hosting the World Cup meant getting rich off it. No one prepared for the invoice. To understand where the money goes, start with what FIFA legally is. Not a broadcaster, not a stadium operator, not technically a business at all. FIFA is registered under Swiss law as a non-profit association, the same legal category as a chess club or a neighborhood cooperative. Nonprofits don't pay income tax on what they take in. The law assumes the money goes back into the mission. FIFA's mission, on paper, developing the sport of football worldwide. In 2026, that mission generated roughly $15 billion. Broadcasting rights alone brought in close to $4 billion. Sponsorship, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Visa, and the rest, added another $2.8 billion, a new record, up from $1.8 billion 4 years earlier. Ticketing and hospitality brought in more than $3 billion on top of that. Merchandise and licensing added several $100 million more. The cycle before this one, FIFA's revenue already counted in the billions. This tournament didn't just grow past it. Reported income jumped more than 70% in a single cycle. FIFA didn't stop at collecting money coming in. It went after money that wasn't supposed to leave host cities. Tax analysts at the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy found FIFA pushed host cities to exempt World Cup ticket sales from local sales tax, the tax that funds schools, roads, transit. Multiply that across 11 cities and millions of tickets, and the number gets big fast. Cities weren't just covering security and infrastructure. They were giving up tax revenue, too, on tickets FIFA priced like Wall Street. None of that money, sponsorship, broadcast, ticketing, was ever contractually owed to East Rutherford, Foxborough, or Toronto. It belonged to FIFA, locked in through commercial agreements signed years before a single ticket went on sale. Which brings us to the resale platform. FIFA built its own marketplace for fans to resell tickets they couldn't use. Reasonable on its face. Except FIFA charges its own fee on every resale. 15% from the seller, another 15% from the buyer, nearly a third of the transaction. Taken by the organization that already sold the ticket once. Buy it, can't go. Sell it back through FIFA. Pay FIFA again. It isn't a black market. It isn't even hidden. It's built into the platform, with FIFA's own logo on it. On May 27, 2026, New York Attorney General Letitia James and New Jersey Attorney General Jennifer Davenport stopped asking questions politely. They issued FIFA a subpoena, a legal demand for internal documents on pricing, seat allocation, and sales practices, covering the 8 matches played at MetLife Stadium, including the final.
Investigators are looking into ticket prices and practices for all 8 matches hosted at MetLife Stadium.
Vera Feinhaus wasn't the only one. Fans across the country had been filing complaints for months, paying for one category, then finding out on match day they'd been placed in a worse one. FIFA never had to explain itself. By the time investigators started asking, the tournament was almost over. By then, FIFA's own resale portal was already flooded. 176,000 tickets listed for the group stage alone, with median resale prices falling 20% over the final month. Soft demand and ordinary fans reselling to each other got less. Peak demand on the biggest night of the tournament, and the number went the other way entirely. On July 18th, one day before the final, something else happened, quietly, on FIFA's own resale marketplace.
FIFA's resale site has 4 tickets on sale for just under $2.3 million each.
Not a rumor, not a scalper on a street corner. A number, set and collected by the same non-profit that spent 4 years telling host cities it couldn't help cover their security bills. The prize pool split among every player, every team across the tournament. $655 million. Spain's championship squad, the best team in the world, collected $50 million of that, the largest single payout in World Cup history. $15 billion, collected by an organization that, on paper, doesn't exist to make a profit. Enough to pay that entire prize pool more than 20 times over, with money left standing. The father and son from the opening scene watched the final from the seats they paid $10,990 each for. Vera Feinhaus's case is still moving through a courtroom in Washington, D.C. One claim among thousands, still waiting on an answer. The subpoena from New York and New Jersey sits on FIFA's desk the same way, open, unanswered, waiting. Somewhere above that stadium, the money kept moving long after the final whistle, into a non-profit, out of 11 cities still paying it off. So here's the question worth sitting with. If the organization running the world's biggest game legally isn't a business, who exactly is footing the bill for its profits? I've been Marcus Cole. The invoice stays open. The investigation continues.